if it's ever too painful, feel free to let me know.
For sure. I had the most painful massage maybe a year ago by this guy named Carl. He lives in Austin. Oh my god.
Yeah, massages can be painful sometimes.
He was extremely painful. Like, he would ask me a question, and then I would start talking, and then he would just hit like a trigger point or something, and like I literally couldn't speak. I was like, is he fucking with me?
Doing it on purpose.
Yeah, like, hey, what's this? And then I'd start telling him, and then I couldn't even finish my sentence.
That would be a good strategy for someone who has a problem relaxing.
Yeah.
Try to get them to do something and then think about something.
Yeah.
Like the distraction technique. I had to turn the dehumidifier off because the camera picks up that kind of sound very.
Oh, I bet.
So you just hear a hiss in the background. How's the pressure?
That's good. It's close to my limit. Not there, but it's close.
Like I said, if it's ever too much, let me know. I've had several people cry, so I won't take it personally.
I want to know, when it's all said and done, your opinion of what you think was the most hype. Yeah, a few people puke in my years of training.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but some people, they don't act, they're like, they look okay and they're like trying to fake it, you know? And then 2 minutes later they're like, I have to puke.
Yeah, I've seen some videos on TikTok of people doing that and they just suddenly pass out.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, you have a poker face. You look like everything's okay and you're performing everything properly. Sometimes just cardio issues, like people don't have good cardio, so you start doing a lot of movement, you're like, I shouldn't have ate that much food this morning.
Yeah, I try to be careful with eating and cardio.
Oh, it will get you.
I once pooped my pants at 24 hours.
No way.
Yeah. Luckily, it was after I had come from work, so I had a spare set of pants.
Yeah.
But it was on the elliptical, and then I went to the bathroom, and then as I was leaving, I was like, oh, I have to fart. So I stopped to fart, and it wasn't a fart.
That's hilarious. It's like, well, I'm going home.
Yeah, it's like, I did not know that could happen. But luckily, it was really late at night, so I like snuck down because it was in the medical center, so it's a 2-story one.
Yeah.
So I had to sneak down to the men's locker room and get my stuff and go take a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very well. It was embarrassing, but no one caught me.
Yeah.
think had it been like around 5 or 6, I would have just like canceled my membership and just never gone
Yeah.
back there. And I was like, okay, cardio will loosen everything up.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes how some training people are like, I need to use the bathroom. Train this couple in splash. It's like, I told you not to do that this morning.
And then I had a friend who made a client poop himself after doing too much abdominal massage.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I think he said he did it for 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I forget what they told us, like how long in school, but that just seems like way too much.
Yeah.
And the client tried to go to the restroom, but he didn't make it. As people get massaged if they're constipated. I think that the other guy was constipated.
Yeah.
But I've only ever had 2 people specifically ask for massage for constipation.
Really? That's funny. Yeah, I know there's like a certain way you can like rub your stomach. You rub it like from the bottom right side. You
Yeah.
go up to the center and then across and then down the right. It's supposed to like trace your intestines.
Yeah. One of my clients told me they have a device for their kid that basically does that.
Wow. I learned like a technique with a foam roller from like a holistic health coach to do that. You have to, it's like something you have to know because apparently if you do it in the wrong direction, it's not good.
Yeah, no,
You like push it back the opposite way. It's not something people think about, you know? So some people just lay on the foam roller and just.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it's clockwise. I know how to, I can
think it's
physically do it,
clockwise,
but
yeah.
I think it's clockwise.
I was having to imagine which, like, visualize it. I think it's clockwise. There's some spots in there that are ridiculous. My wife is like always on the computer and she does a little bit of workout and stuff. And she works on the computer like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And on our honeymoon, she kept waking up in the middle of the night because her forearm was hurting so bad and it was like radiating up to her shoulder. So I found like a really good massage therapist. We were in Colorado and did like they did like a 45-minute session. It was expensive. We were in Breckenridge.
Yeah.
And I told the lady, like, you know, to focus just on her forearm and shoulders and neck. And for the rest of the honeymoon, she didn't feel nothing. I was like, see, that shit works. Like, some people think, like, massage just, like, does nothing.
Yeah.
It kind of blows my mind.
Well, a lot of people get massaged just to relax.
Yeah,
Because they're stressed out.
Yeah, I've had that. My boss, when I worked at a gym, bought me a membership to like it wasn't Massage Envy, but it was something like that.
There are a lot of those. There's Hand and Stone, Massage Heights, and there's one called Elements.
Is there Honeybee or something?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's where I went. I mean, like, it was just a relaxing massage. Yeah, my traps up there are ridiculous. One therapist, his name's Mark. Probably see him on Instagram. His name's like DC Recovery. He did my scalenes one.
Yeah.
Oh God. It's like you don't even know that shit's up there.
Yeah.
I used to teach him handstands, and then he would massage me, and then he would, like how you're videoing.
Yeah.
He'd like hook it to a different camera. So I could like see through this hole in the chair, and I would like watch him, and he was explaining to me like what he was doing, which was pretty cool. So I kind of learned a little bit, but I can explain it to clients more to. And my client, one of them keeps complaining about his elbow, and you know, it's like kind of like the golfer's elbow type thing. It's like you
Mhm.
use it a lot, but I'm like, dude, you need to go get like a massage.
Yeah.
Something he's saying he works on the computer all day too.
Yeah.
It's that right arm. I'm like, telling you, man, your shit is tight.
Yeah, I've sent a lot of my clients to physical therapy. Did I do physical therapy for my elbow? Yes, it was the elbow and my neck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, physical therapist taught me a bunch of different exercises.
Oh yeah.
And then also, for something closer to tennis elbow, I will strip the biceps, which can be very painful, but it
Yeah.
really does help. You know, people always look at me like I'm crazy when I say, "Oh yeah, I do this to myself all the time." But I do because it really does help.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had to do tons of PT for my chest injury.
Mm-hmm.
With this PT, her name's Teresa. She's like almost 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, where is she from? Forget, I'll remember, but man, no, she's from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
She is amazing. They call her Mother Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I've seen like 5 physical. I mean, I do have a serious chest injury.
Yeah.
And I've seen like a few people who are like, not hating, but just like bare level, you know,
Yeah.
physical therapists. Like, yeah, they have it, but there's like people who understand shit on a different level.
Yeah.
You know, or some people just went to school. It's like,
And different, PTs have different philosophies.
totally.
Some of them don't believe in actually exercise much. They're all, hands-on.
Yeah.
And some of them think manual therapy does nothing.
Yeah, totally. You ever heard of the McKinsey method?
Yes.
That's what she studies.
Mhm.
And I seen like 3 PTs, and they gave me all these exercises and stuff. I seen her one visit. She
Mhm.
gave me like 3 drills to do, and that shit made my chest pain go away like 80%.
Yeah.
And I was telling her what other places told me, and she was like, basically laughing.
Mhm.
She's like, "Wow, that I'm not surprised."
Yeah, you have to find the right person.
Exactly.
When I hurt my knee, the doctor told me that they would have me doing a lot of exercises for my quads, which made a lot of sense because from what I was, looking at online, it was called patellofemoral pain injury,
Yeah.
and they say it's because you have weak quads and an imbalance between the quads and the hamstring. It puts way too much pressure on the patella and just causes a lot of pain. But actually, when I went to my PT, what he did that basically fixed it was he had me doing a lot of glute exercises.
The exact opposite.
I think we did quads one day and that was it.
That's funny. Yeah, see, it's like these dudes had me doing all sorts of like chest and pec stretches,
Mm-hmm.
and the shit that made my chest feel better was stretching my lower back
Mm-hmm.
and my neck, everything in extension too.
Mm-hmm.
So just doing neck extensions and lower back extension made my chest feel better.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That just showed, once that happened, I was like, holy shit. 1, I don't know enough, and 2, the body is fucking insane.
Yeah, things are always intuitive. I always tell people that I took a class a few years ago and learned that if your toes don't contract in the right way, that it can cause low back pain.
Wow.
And then I was working on a client and I was talking to her about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, my husband, he had to do PT a few years ago for his low back pain. They actually had him working on his toes."
That's crazy. Yeah, then you're gonna go to somebody and they're like, you need to do this for your, like, some other, nothing to do with your toes. It's gonna be like something with your back.
And just because you're hurting somewhere doesn't mean that's where the pain is coming from.
Exactly. Okay, at first she was like, yeah, you need to do like basically like a upward dog's cobra style movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, for my chest, what the fuck? And then literally did like 10 reps of it. She like assisted me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, now do what hurts. Like if that hurts if I fold forward, put pressure and like if I protract a lot. And like the pain was literally subsided. I've since did PRP therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped tremendously. just getting that injection.
You know, a lot of people they walk around in a protracted state.
Oh yeah, and I do calisthenics and gymnastics, so they like it's like a pretty shape in gymnastics is protraction. They're like push-ups and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of overdone in gymnastics.
Mhm.
Holy, is that my QL? Where is the QL?
Yeah, that's the bottom portion.
That's
of the
where you
QL.
just touched?
Yeah.
Whenever I had a deadlifting injury a few years ago, someone I know, he did like a little assessment on me, and he was like, said my QL locked up. That's what, like it wasn't my back, you know, it was my QL was like so C's.
Well, the QL is different people call it, like, you know, say it's in a different region. So
yeah,
some people say it's a hip muscle, some people call it a low back muscle, some people even call it an abdominal muscle.
Wow.
Because it
what is it?
I mean it goes from your rib up to your spine, down your spine, and then onto your hip.
Wow.
So that's why different people will say, oh, it's a back muscle, because it stabilizes your lower back.
Yeah.
So if it's paralyzed on one side, you actually can't stand up.
I couldn't stand up. I was like folded in half for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And there's this like side bend stretch I was doing with my squat rack, where you like, you know, twist all the way to the sides and you put your left foot over your right.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like a big side bend.
Mm-hmm.
That was the stretch that made me like feel that. I was like rolling around in my computer chair for literally like 4 days.
Yeah.
And I looked like the hunchback. It scared the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know if I want to deadlift heavy anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people stretch it. I sometimes will like use the massage gun to kind of activate the muscle, because some people is actually too weak.
Yeah, totally.
But if you just put in QL, you're gonna always see mainly stretches for it.
Yeah. My wife's like 7 months pregnant, so she's going to get a massage tomorrow for the first time.
Yeah, I know a few people who do pregnancy massage.
Something about some Bradley method.
I've never heard of that.
No. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. She does chiropractor, and they're going to do it there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff is like someone just modifies something a little bit and says it's their own complete.
Right, yeah.
So sometimes you'll talk to someone like, oh, have you ever done this? And they're like, no. In fact, I worked at a chain spa, and one of my coworkers was asking me if I did a particular technique, and I was like, no, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
And then we were doing couples massage together, and afterwards she said, oh, you did the technique you didn't tell me. You told me you didn't know how to do. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, you did blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I was told it was this.
Yeah, someone took the name. That happens in fitness all the time. People use all these exercises. It's got like some dude's name attached to it. And it's like, dude, that's like 100-year-old exercise.
Yeah.
Some dude made a program and like put his last name on it.
Mm-hmm. And there'll be like one small slight variation. It's
Literally.
Like, oh, it's just the same thing.
Yeah, literally. Your knee needs to go a little bit more forward when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you stumbled across the knees over toes guy.
Yes.
Yes, him. He has a bunch of exercises. Like, you know who Charles Poliquin is?
Mm-hmm.
He's like a super. He's not alive anymore, but he was like some dude who was way ahead of his time when it came to lifting. And they took a bunch of his exercises and made like this. That's how knees over toe guy became famous.
Gotcha.
But then they put his name. He called it the Patrick Step Up, and it's called the Poliquin Step Up actually.
Yeah.
But eventually, people caught on, so he changed the names all back.
Yeah.
But that's how that dude became so popular. Like literally, Charles Poliquin basically has that program that the knees over toe guy did.
That happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
You take the Graston class. At least when I took it, like I think they spent like the first I think it was like actually 20 minutes trying to explain why Graston was not Guasha. And then it was like they didn't convince me.
Yeah.
And I remember before I took the class, I was asking my friend, I was like, I don't understand the difference between Graston, Guasha, and IASTM. They all seem the same.
Yeah.
And then I took the class, like, oh, they are all the same thing.
Yeah.
They just add some exercises to, you know, to it, and they say, oh, it's Graston.
Yeah. They like took that class and then they were like, that would work with this, and added 2 things.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't take the second class. Like, this is just Guasha, that's all it is.
What is Guasha? Where is that originated?
Asia.
That's what I figured.
And they've done, you know, scraping in the West before. So a lot of
Yeah.
stuff has like it's been developed by different people at different times, over and over again. Like cupping.
Yeah.
Most cultures have developed cupping at some point.
Yeah, that guy DC. Have you seen him on Instagram?
I think so.
Yeah. I just know him through like exercise and stuff, and
Mhm.
he does fire cupping. It was a very cool experience.
Yeah.
Just the warmth of it was cool.
Mhm.
Like that was it. Like I liked the warmth. I was like, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, the cup is a cup and suction is suction, but the heat, I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I
You
don't
know,
do it. I feel like that would just take too much time.
Yeah. So if they don't catch somebody's hair on fire.
Yeah. I did see a video of someone, I guess he put a blanket on someone, and I don't know what was on the blanket, but he set the blanket on
Oh
fire.
God, you can imagine using some oil or something.
And then was like hitting them with like a broom or something, or some kind of instrument.
It's like, bro, we went viral. This is not how I thought it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I put it up as a story. Said this is what I want to do to people who don't, you know, bring their payment.
Yeah. You've had that before?
Yeah, and now everyone has to pay before they
Totally. Yeah.
they book.
It's like not falling for that.
But if, people will they'll leave their wallet in the car, which I'm not sure why you would do that.
Yeah, come on.
But they're like, oh, I left my wallet on my purse in the car. It's like that's not a safe place to put it.
Yeah. You know where we live?
Like if someone steals your car, breaks into your car, now your car is broken into, and your wallet, and
Literally.
that's gonna be more worse than the car, because now you have to replace your license and you have to replace your cards and.
Yeah, I don't leave nothing in my car in Houston. I'm like, nope. Never had my car broken into, but a lot of people I know have.
I have. I don't drive anymore, but when I used to drive, every time my windows were a little too clean, I would like have a mini panic attack.
Yeah, right.
Because I would just instantly go back to the day where they broke my car, broke the windshield and stole not the windshield, the driver's side window, and stole my laptop, which was my fault for leaving it in a backpack.
Yeah. Yeah, if I have a backpack. Sometimes I just go to the gym and I have a backpack. I got like a towel and clothes in there. I'm like, I'm gonna get my window busted, they're gonna steal this shit, and it's gonna be a fucking wet towel and stinky gym shorts.
This was years ago, and it was a $1,200 laptop, back in like 2008, so $1,200 in 2008 money.
Yeah, it's like, mother.
It was 3 days after I got the laptop too.
Damn. Oh my God. What was that?
Oh, it's the QO.
Gee, that was the side too that
Yeah.
locked up. That was serious.
I just wish I could have told them it was an old Mustang. Like, you don't have to break the window to get into the old Mustang. You could have done this just with
a wire.
Yeah, something just.
Clothes hanger.
Yeah, something twice as thick as a clothes hanger. Like, you could break into an old Mustang with, the metal part of like a bucket.
Yeah.
I've actually done it to my car before.
Wow.
And I found out that because I had I had how my keys were locked in, and when I saw how he got the keys out, I was annoyed because it was so easy.
Yeah.
But then I was also kind of worried. I was like, oh wow, it's really easy to break into my car.
Yeah. One time I was locked out of my house and my brother was with me. He's like never in Houston. Then we went to my back door.
Mm-hmm.
He broke into my house in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I have to get that fucking fixed. I've been living here for a year, and he literally just took a credit card and like slid it, and that was it. I was like, wow. So I have a deadbolt back there now.
Yeah, I had a client who said she was locked down. Her neighbor, broke into her apartment for her, and she's like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, right. I can help.
Your brother, that's one thing, but I feel like, if you're not related to the person, you probably don't want to let them know that you can do that.
Right.
Do you feel tension? Let's see. Find your ribs. Here we go. Your ribs are a little higher than I would expect. Do you find tension right here? Do you feel tension here?
Not too intense.
Okay, that's good. It's the same muscle. I find that people feel tension on the top where it connects to the last rib, then it's very tight.
Yes, that bottom part was bad. I just had to like exhale. Do you remember Daniel?
Well, I've worked on several Daniels.
Does CrossFit.
Mm-hmm.
He said you gave him the best massage he got in a very long time.
Well, happy to hear that. Spend a lot of money on continuing education.
That's good.
Okay, your sacrum is actually very good.
That's good.
Can't move my head too much.
Your head?
Yeah, I have my 3D camera on, so I have to.
Oh, I got you.
Forget that.
Your phone does 3D?
No, I have a camera that I bought years
Okay.
ago. They don't even sell them anymore because it wasn't very popular. But I forgot that if something moves in 3D too quickly and it's not you, it makes people nauseous.
Oh.